Hey everybody, you're looking at the UmiDigi 1 Pro. It's a beautiful looking phone, right? Even though it's completely unoriginal. This gradient color back you see, it's completely copied from the Huawei P20 Pro. And the phone's overall design is obviously inspired by the iPhone X. In fact, you hold the two phones side by side, it looks very close, it looks very similar, other than the noticeable chin on the UmiDigi 1 Pro. So I'm going to take a break from the UmiDigi right now to go back to talk about the Note 9, because in my previous video I talked about the Note 9 being overrated, and I wanted to elaborate a bit more and give a bit more context. So Note 9, it's not a bad phone, but all the praises that people say about it, it's a little bit redundant. For example, they say it has a Snapdragon 845 chipset, like it's a great thing, but a lot of phones has a Snapdragon 845 nowadays, including phones that cost $300 and $400. People say, oh, the display, it's amazing. Well, the display is the exact same panel as the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, and the Oppo Find X uses a Samsung OLED too, so that display is just as amazing. And then finally, people say the build quality is great. Now, the build quality of the Note 9 is good, but so is the build quality of the UmiDigi 1 Pro, and this phone costs $130. So this phone, it's like 15% of the price of the Galaxy Note 9. If you hand these two phones to a blind person and you don't tell them the brand name and the price, and you ask them to just hold the phone and tell you which phone it's better built, they're probably going to say they both feel the same. They both feel very good. And that's true, because you're not going to be able to hold the Samsung and hold the UmiDigi and say, oh yeah, this phone is clearly better built. So that's what I mean by the praises for the phone is a little bit redundant. You say build quality is good, but everybody can make phones with great build quality now. The UmiDigi 1 Pro, it's awesome. It's amazing actually. The ports, look at it, they all line up. When you run your fingers through them, it's smooth. There's no like jagged edges. The side railing, it's sturdy. It's like metal aluminum, very sturdy. The whole phone feels very dense. The display, 720p panel, but still looks pretty good. And you know, the bezels aren't even that big. The bottom chin bezel, it's only a little bit larger than the bottom chin on the Galaxy Note 9, and this thing's $130. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to the unboxing right now. So as usual, UmiDigi packaging is quite nice. Just this little even extra sleeve right here adds a little bit of character. And you can have this card right here that says thank you. Building a great phone is hard enough, so building a great phone on a budget should be infinitely more difficult. Big thanks to those. That's a thank you card. So there's a case on the phone already. It's a nice case. It has a little bit of texture. I don't know. Yeah, see, there's a texture onto the case, so it's not a generic soft plastic case. It has that kind of fake leather feel. Oh yeah, this is that tri-light color. So I didn't even get the tri-light color for the Huawei P20 Pro. So I think this is a pretty big year for Huawei. If you notice, a lot of brands are copying this kind of gradient color scheming, and just also the triple camera thing. It's gonna catch on, because I think LG's next phone is gonna have triple cameras, and then Samsung Galaxy S10, it's gonna have triple cameras too. So that's one thing that Huawei pioneered that everyone's actually kind of copying or following. So you have a power brick right here, and then you have USB-C cable in red, kind of like the OnePlus cables. So this is it for the packaging. Let's get to peeling. Yeah, this is nice. So there is no screen protector on the phone. I don't think it comes with the box. Let's see. Yeah, no screen protector. Fingerprint reader on the side. I'm a little bit concerned, because usually when they're on the side I have trouble hitting it. But so you see, this is the volume rocker right here, I think. Yeah, where's the power button then? Oh nice, the fingerprint reader is also a power button. That's cool. So this is clicky. Unlike some of the other phones I've tested with a side fingerprint reader, like the iPhone A4, where there's no button there, so it's pointless. I mean, if you're gonna have this little groove, you might as well put the button here and save space and make the rest of the phone a little cleaner. Anyway, so you know the drill. I'm gonna set everything up and I will be back. Alright guys, I'm back. So I have here on me the iPhone 10 and the UmiDigi 1 Pro, and look at the two phones and look at how similar they look. And you look at it, put the two phones side by side, the build quality, it's very similar. You look at the bottom, the ports look similar. The UmiDigi even has a headphone jack. So yeah, not an original design, but a beautiful design. This gradient color back looks great, and impressively this phone supports wireless charging. So we'll put it to a quick test. I have a wireless charger right here. We'll put the phone down, and yup, it is charging. I don't know if you can see, but you see the icon, it is indeed charging. So I'm gonna run through the rest of the specs. The specs are actually very similar to that Unifone Armor 5 I just tested 2 days ago. So you check out device info really quick. The chipset is the same. It is a Helio P23, which is a MediaTek 6763. There's 4 gigs of RAM with 64 gigs of internal storage, but out of the box you only get about 53. The battery size is 3500 milliamp. I haven't had much time to test how long the battery lasts here. I will run it on PC Mark later in a second video. I did run Geekbench, and this phone actually beat the Unifone Armor 5 by a little bit in terms of scores. So I did run Geekbench, and this device scored 837 single core with 3576 multi-core. So that's a little bit higher than the Unifone Armor 5, just by a little bit. So far performance has been solid. I can't say this is the smoothest, most fastest phone, but haven't really had much issues. Play Tekken without any problems. I play Hero Hunter, which is very graphically intensive and just like an intense game. There's a little bit of stutter, but not too bad. So you look at the software, it's clean. It's a typical skeleton Android, stock Android. You swipe up to get all the apps. So very similar to that Unifone Armor 5, and you see they managed to get rid of that app tray button. So you see you can swipe down from the notification shade even down the middle of the notch, which some budget Chinese phones does not let you do because they haven't optimized the software for the notch, but this one it has. So as mentioned during the unboxing, the fingerprint reader is on the side and that doubles as a power button. I find it a little bit more accurate than the Elephone A4, which I had a lot of problem with in terms of unlocking. So, but still not like as great as a fingerprint reader on the back. And it's also because I hold my phone with the left hand. If I hold it in my right hand, I notice that it unlocks a lot more accurately because my finger is able to press on it more straight on. Whereas when I'm holding it like this, sometimes it doesn't quite hit it accurately enough. So I would say it works like 85% of the time, which is pretty good. See, right now I'm having trouble. It took a second try. So we're going to the camera app. I'm very glad to see that there is no fake bokeh mode right here. Even though there's a second camera, the camera app doesn't have an option to do that blur. I mean, might as well, because there's no point, right? So you just, a very simple camera app. Yeah, picture, video, that is it. And you press this button here, you do get some filters. So now you go into settings, you see very bare bones, you can turn on EIS, and you see video quality, you can shoot at 1080p. That's default too, so it's not like 720p like the Unifone Power 5, or Unifone Armor 5 I mean. So it's a very bare bones camera app. We'll check out some photo samples. So it's the same story. Wait, hold on, let me find the camera. Yeah, same story. Colors tend to be a little bit on the warm side, but you get good details. Like, I thought this was a pretty good portrait. There's even a little bit of the bokeh effect, even though this phone doesn't have a bokeh mode. This is like a natural depth of field. So now inside under dimmer lighting, it struggles a little bit. As you see right here, there's a major loss of details, a little bit blurry. Yeah, because this is a dimmer cafeteria, but when you're shooting outdoors, you get pretty strong photo quality. We'll check out a video really quick. So yeah, jerky video as usual. Not bad, not bad. About on par with all the other budget phones. So you might be thinking, I test all these budget phones all the time. This is like the 5th or 6th of these iPhone clones I've tested. They're all the same, right? Well, yeah, mostly. But this one has a couple of tricks up its sleeve. One is, I already mentioned, wireless charging. But this phone actually has stereo speakers. That is awesome for a budget phone. So we'll check out my Instagram story. This is my band. So we'll go back here. So speaker grill's down here, but I can completely cover it and there's still sound coming from here. This is a stereo speaker. Okay, so let's jump up to 50%. So again, stereo speaker. So I'm covering the bottom speaker grill, sound's still coming from the left. We'll go up to 80%. We'll go up to 100. Cover the speaker, still sound coming from here. Yeah, so the fact that this one is stereo speaker puts it above a lot of the other budget iPhone X clones I've tested recently, including the Elephone A4, the Hamtom H10, or like the Liegu S9. So jumping into settings, it's like the typical bare bones settings. You do get face unlock and then also advanced features. So navigation key, you are able to change the orders of the navigation key and you can hide the navigation buttons by doing that. So once you hide the navigation buttons, you get a little bit more immersive of a display. So you see Instagram story looks good. I just love it whenever you notice that the phone isn't quite optimized for the notch. So right now Instagram is cut off, and earlier when I was playing Tekken, I noticed that some of the little menu is cut off too, but it's not a big deal. It's such a minor, you know, it's like literally the left first most part of the screen, so not a lot of games uses that. Anyways, this is the UmiDigi 1 Pro. Very impressive UmiDigi. This is a good phone, and sells for $175 US on Banggood, and I'm not sure if it's on GearBest, so I will have a look. Thanks for watching.